This is Divine Destiny, and today is the 28th. I missed yesterday. We actually had really bad storms in my area, and it fried my modem. So I had to get a new modem this morning. So that was interesting, not having internet to do anything. I was gonna do try to do it off my cell phone, but I mean, it was just, there was no way it would take all night. It wouldn't have uploaded till probably this morning anyway. So that's why it's coming out today. So I would usually always try to have a video, you know, even if it's late at night, I'm gonna try to have a video every day, but I just couldn't yesterday. Sorry. We're gonna have, today it's gonna be a kind of like an energy reading, but what kind of energy we're embodying right now. So just kind of like a checkup, I guess, like an energy checkup kind of thing. Okay. All right. Five of Earth, fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So, Five of Pentacles, if I can find, to show you a better, see this deck, I mean, while they're beautiful, these pictures are absolutely beautiful, sometimes I prefer mine because they're just, I feel like they're a little bit more true to the actual energy of the card. And that's like the thing I kind of go with a lot with tarot, is the energy that is given off. I'm gonna keep that out actually. I'm getting there. Once I find it, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. There's a reason. There's always a reason. Here we go. All right. Now, if you look at this, you can see it's, you know, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty, right? I don't know, but when you look at this card, same card, you know, which one, you know, two different energies is what you kind of are getting here. Now, not to say this is a bad card. It's not. This is actually, for me, usually when I'm doing like personal readings, this is sanctuary for me. You know, usually when I'm feeling this way, it's my cue to kind of, and this is where I need to go. I need to go inside for sanctuary. So that's, you know, this doesn't have to be like, you know, you're out in the cold and destitute, everything. But what I wanted to show, this comes, and now things are always, you know, it's a journey. And that's why I like the tarot, because that's exactly what tarot is. You're following the Fool through the journey of life, and the actual journey of life is the tarot, just broken into little segments. And once you're done, they start all over. This is where you start out, but then the next card is this. Okay, so it's kind of like you start out on the bottom, but then the next part is then you're helping other people who are starting out on the bottom. So it's like a progression. So I really think that this is kind of saying, you know, you might not be exactly where you want to be right now, but hang tight. You know, you're working hard, you're trying to get everything in order, and it might feel like right now, like you're just kind of like, you might not see it. You might have hope. You know, I think there's definitely a lot of hope. There's a lot of great ideas and dreams, and that's wonderful. Like there's definitely, the vision is there, you know, but it can feel, you know, in the midst sometimes that you're just, you know, going and going and going, and you're not really getting the things you thought you would. But that's okay. Because after that comes this. you know, where you'll be in a position to mentor people. You know, right now you're in a position where you need to be mentored. You need to be watching other people in your field. You know, how are they doing it? What are some things that they've done wrong so you can avoid doing them as well? Like what, you know, not just learning what to do from people, but learning what not to do. I mean, that's anybody you ask who's trying to, you know, who's been in their profession for a while, they'll tell you what they learn from the most is their mistakes. You know, so these are the things you should kind of get known about with people. Kind of went off on a tangent, but I feel like it's going to be important for somebody to hear. So there you go. This could be maybe, you know, you are worried in a way that things won't pan out like you're hoping that they will. But fear is something that we allow to kind of creep in. You know, if we're not really careful, it can kind of consume you, and quickly. You know, it's almost like a wildfire spreading in a way. You know, it just keeps spreading and spreading, and all it takes is just that one little tinder, just spark to just, and then you're just in flames of just afraid and hopelessness, and you know, so don't let yourself get ignited that way. You know, it's okay to, you know, have those feelings, and that's fine, but you know, let's not have it burn everything down, okay? Because we've really been working hard. And that's one thing I've been picking up on, you know, throughout all the readings I've been doing, for all sorts of different, you know, collectives and people. It's like everyone has really been hustling, trying to work and try to get things going. Oh, imagine that. 4 of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. All right, so I wish I would have found that other one, because it would have been right in line. So this would have been the middle one when he's outside the church. And then the next one would be the 6, would be him being in a position to help other people. This one is the guy who's kind of like crouched down. He's got like a pentacle like this, and it's my good investment card. You know, right now, you know, it might not be yielding what you're intending it to yield, what you know it's probably worth, what it's going to do for you. But it is laying a really good foundation for that. They're good business decisions. You know, and if you don't have the money, work with what you have. You know, you can't, you're not going to start out with the best equipment. You're not going to start out with the best of everything. You work up towards that. You know, as much as you can do at a steady pace, improve yourself as you can. You know, because I mean, if you had the money, you could buy the best equipment in the world. You still wouldn't know how to fucking use it. You still have to sit and learn how to use the shit. So just start off where you can and just keep going and going and growing. You know? A lot of pentacles lately, a lot of pentacles. But that, I think, is really showing all the abundance that's coming. And it's because we're working for it. We haven't been just sitting back hoping things come to us. No, we've been busting our asses. At least I hope you have been. I hope. I have been. What energy are we? Ooh, the moon. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, releasing fears that hold you back. There's another nod to releasing fear. Don't let fear take over. It happens so quick. You know, you just got to let your guard down a little bit, and it can really just ignite. You know, so we need to be careful of what we're allowing, you know, kind of into our thoughts, into our life. You know, and that goes for people. You know, maybe you live with somebody and you can't, you know, necessarily get away from, you know, negative and just the attitude. But you can take a different route. You know, you can remove yourself from the situation. And honestly, when you get your vibration high enough, you just walking into the room will be able to lift their vibration up. You know, maybe enough so it's bearable. But you just have to be very careful of how you're giving out your energy. You know, I get it's easy to, I don't know, I don't want to say let your guard down, but like a psychic guard, I guess. I really feel like this is also kind of a way of letting us know how much our psychic abilities, I've always had certain things about me my whole life, but lately, like, it's almost like they've been just like a fast track to even more. It's just nuts. You know, heightened everything. Just, it's incredible. And I think that's for a lot of people right now is they're really starting, if they're not just being brushed with their abilities, they're finally really starting to flourish in a way that's very noticeable for a lot of people. Even people who have, you know, kind of been cultivating these talents in a way. I think they're getting accelerated for them too. Like, even they're noticing this is something is stirring right now. This is incredible. The energy. It really is. It's almost like we're waking up, you know, and we're finally seeing how powerful we are individually, which, if you're that powerful individually, imagine when you all, you know, kind of merge together, imagine the power behind that. You know, you see these meditations and stuff that people do, like on Instagram and stuff, and they're so wonderful. Like, I'm so happy to see people doing that. I follow people, if you're on my Instagram, Divine Destiny 1111, be my friend on there. I follow people that do wonderful global meditations, and they're absolutely amazing to do. So, you know, maybe try to join some of them, see if you can get involved in that. Definitely, the moon to me is also about things that are hidden, secrets coming about, learning truth, like learning, you know, your religion is a lie, learning, you know, what you thought about education is a lie, learning about, you know, all sorts of stuff. It's, you know, those are like secrets coming out because it's the truth, but it's not the truth you knew. So I think that's a lot that we're having to take in right now. Just the amount of truth that is coming out, the amount of psychic ability in general. And now it's not going to be the same for everyone. You know, some people might have, you know, more psychic ability in one way than somebody else, but yeah, it's all dependent on the person. I'm kind of like mixed. I can kind of do just about anything there. Like, some people can only see, some people can only hear, some people can only, you know, like, there's different, I have like all of it. And it's really starting to, and I've known about it for a long time, but like now, it's just, it's getting nuts. Ooh, the wheel. A time of positive change, a situation suddenly moves forward, fortune is on your side. The wheel is, in Native Americans, sometimes they call it the medicine wheel. It's the, let me see that, it's kind of pretty. It's basically, if we were a circle, wherever you are on the circle, once it moves, you're either closer to being down here on the bottom, or you're closer to being on the top. And the thing about the wheel is it's constantly moving. So little by little by little, it's moving, moving, moving. And that's why you'll hit a rough patch. And then, oh, things start getting better. Oh, things are really great. Oh, things are starting to get kind of crappy again. Here we go. And they're better again. That's life. That's the wheel of life. It can be seen as karma. It can be seen as karmic debts being paid, learning lessons, having things that kind of have to happen. But ultimately, it's also about movement. When you get the wheel, it's basically saying to you, whatever the reason, whether it was karmic, a lesson learned, yada, 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 whatever it is, it's now moving. Okay, so yay! That is wonderful. We are learning the lessons. That's what this shit's all about, right? We're learning the lessons. We're, learning to feel. We're learning to love unconditionally, and that is wonderful. We're getting the necessary upgrades. Those extra things you unlock in the levels, in the simulation of Earth, and you're getting these in order for the wheel to turn. So all those things you're getting, those new intuition, the psychic abilities, the everything that is helping to turn this wheel. And it is turning. It is definitely turning, and that is so awesome because that means movement. What are we at, 16? Let's see, I'll do another one. It's really incredible. Especially when things start like kind of connecting like little dots and things, with things that happened like years prior, and you're like, why didn't that even happen then, Kind of just start noticing, oh, okay, I get it. Ooh, there you go, yeah. Why did things happen? Justice. That's why. Cause and effect. Right? Correspondence. Whatever you want to call it. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Justice is about, other than, justice prevailing, it's about making the right decisions. We have made the right decisions. They might not have been the easiest. They might not have been the most popular with the people in your life. But you know what? They were honest and truthful with your authenticity, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. People aren't living your life. You're living your life. So if it's something that you're, having a choice to make someone, feel better, or to make yourself be honest with yourself, always choose yourself, because they can get over themselves. They can get over it. It could take years for you to get over not being authentic with yourself. Would you rather someone be a little pissy for a little bit, or would you rather have to do shadow work for another 2 years? I'm sorry. Dude's going to be pissed off, because shadow work is not easy, and I don't think it's a whole lot of fun. I think it's great what happens after, but, it's not necessarily a good time feeling those things all over again, So I'm going to choose letting somebody else be kind of pissed off. You don't like my decisions? Oh, well. And that's not, I think, a lot of people have been raised, and I was, I for the longest time was very, I don't want to be rude. You can't be rude. That's like a sin. You aren't rude to people. I mean? Like, if they're cold, you give them the clothes off your back. You don't be rude. You don't be rude. So I get it, but you got to get to a point where be rude. If you got to be what you think is being rude, be rude. If it is going to mean the difference between being authentic with yourself and being honest, I am learning that now. I will have to choose myself. I just have to. And by doing that, you're almost guaranteeing that justice will prevail, because you're here to live your truth, no one else's truth. So when you're in alignment to your truth, to living your truth, you're going to keep going. That wheel is going to keep turning. But if you're stopping every 10 minutes to make an emotional pit stop in somebody else's life because they don't agree with what you're doing, this isn't going anywhere. It's not going to move. It's just going to stay there. And you're going to be like, why aren't I moving anywhere? Well, because you're giving a shit too much about what other people think. In a nutshell, okay? We need to make decisions that align with our truth. If it's not in alignment with somebody else's truth, there's the door. We don't have time for that shit anymore. We don't. We don't. People always think they have time. Do you know that? Do you know you have time? No. I'm a fortune teller. I don't know if I have time. Seriously, okay? There's no guarantee for time. So we really need to spend as much time and as quickly as possible being authentic as possible with ourselves as we can be. One more of these and I'll switch to mine. Oh, for those of you who didn't hear, my tarot cards, the ones I've had forever, were almost ruined. They were soaking wet. It's horrible. I was so upset. But they're okay. I managed to like lay them all over my bedroom so they could dry out for a day. All right. Ooh, Ace of Fire. An exciting new opportunity. Career advancement. Change your life now. Woo! Ace of Fire. Nice. Very good. That is, Ace of Fire is actually Ace of Wands in the regular tarot. That for me, and this has been floating around a lot in a lot of the readings and stuff, Ace of Fire can usually signify, depending on the cards around it, can signify a baby. So if any of you are trying to have a baby, or if you're not trying, be a little bit more careful, because that could mean that for some of you. Just figured I would throw that out there. Ace of Fire is an exciting new thing in your life. Something that's kind of, I don't want to say falls in your lap, but it is almost in a way birthed to you. It's really, it's like someone handing over a torch. Like, here you go, you can have this now. It's really something that kind of lines up beautifully with the rest of your life. It could mean a career advancement. It could mean completely starting over in a new, different career, but one that's more exciting, one that's more passionate, one that maybe is a little bit more aligned with your energy, with, you know, maybe what you like to do. Maybe you were, maybe before you worked in, you know, inside in a cubicle or something, and then you got a job with Parks and Recreation and you love being outside. So, you know, that would be an exciting, great new opportunity that you could potentially really thrive at because of your energy is so aligned with nature, you know, being outside. I'm inside, you know, sometimes a lot, but I have to be outside. Like, even if it's, you know, if I've been stuck inside all day, I'll go outside at 10 o'clock at night and sit on my swing and look at the stars. Like, I have to have air. You know, it's hard sometimes when you got things going on, you got places to be, and you're kind of almost stuck being indoors. But if that's important to you, then you need to get your ass outside. Ace of Fire is, he's hopeful, but he's not hopeful in a, like a, oh, I sure hope this happens. Not like that. Like hopeful. Like, he's hopeful, but by this time next year that it's all going to be great. And he's pretty sure about it. No, this time next year I'm going to be the boss. Like, that's Ace of Fire. He's right out the gate. He's excited. He's ready to go. It's a great card. All right. I'm going to switch to my cards. It's so funny, like, just to feel like the energy change when I get done holding these, I put my cards in my hand, I'm like, it's funny, it's weird. Anyone who reads tarot can probably relate to that, you know, touching a deck that you don't use as much, or even touching someone else's deck, which, you know, I don't recommend doing. I don't let other people touch my cards. Probably the only person I'd let touch my cards and is my sister, and we were just talking about that the other day, actually. Like, we're probably, like, for each other, the only people that could touch our cards, you know, and it's because we trust the energy that's coming from them. We both know, you know, the energies we put out have good intentions. They're thoughtful and they're kind. They're not malicious in any way. So you got to be really careful if you do have tarot cards, the people you allow to touch them. I know a lot of people will let people they're doing reading cut the deck and stuff. I don't do that. You know what? I can feel your energy from all the way over here. You don't need to touch my cards. I've already picked up on them. So please don't touch my cards. There is a way to clear them. You can put them out in the full moon. You can crystal charge them. You can, you know, you can do the vibration tapping where you know, tap 3 times. You know, you can do all that. But I rather just keep my energy in it because it feels good to me. I like how I feel. I feel good. I do feel good. All right. Ain't that some shit? Look at that. 6 of Pentacles. See? Sassy ass cards. I'm telling you, it's years and years of me packed into these things. That's why they're sassy. All right. 6 of Pentacles. Well, I think this is a really good sign. You know, this is definitely the energy that we're leaning towards here. This is what's coming. You know, we've really been playing that Chela role, you know, like a student kind of, you know, where you're learning from the masters. You're learning from people who, you know, have done this before you, have been where you are, and you're really, I think, kind of studying them. And that's great, you know, because that means you're going to be in a position to help other people, to pay it forward in a way. And that's so super important to do, to pay it forward, because that's what keeps this universal wheel kind of going. You know, it's just a constant, like a factory just churning out these upgrading things, just like it's nuts, you know, but that's what it is. It's like a upgrading factory. So when we can kind of get into that, that is wonderful. It's always important to help in ways that you've been helped, and even in ways that you wish you were helped. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, I was just thinking the other day, I'm going to go on my thing I have like a retail, like a wholesaler. See, good plans. I was just saying, I'm thinking about doing something. They're good plans. I know, I'm thinking about it. Going and buying, I live in Florida, and like, even though they call it the Sunshine State, that's bullshit, because it rains here a lot. Like, a lot. Like, if you don't like the weather in Florida, wait 10 minutes, it'll be raining. It's crazy. And just wait 10 minutes later, it'll be stop raining. I've had pictures. I've taken pictures with my cell phone. Don't do it while you're driving. But I had it like this. In my rear view, I had it caught so you could see both ahead and behind. Ahead was all blue, sunny skies. And the back, it was dark as hell. It was pitch black rain and lightning. In the same picture. That's Florida right there in a nutshell. Okay, so I was driving back from Publix the other day, and I'm thinking, I need to buy like a bulk thing of umbrellas so that when I see like a homeless person, I can give them an umbrella, because that's like shitty to be sitting in a rain. You know, it's only going to rain for 20 minutes, and then you're going to be like soaking wet for no reason. You know, because after the rain in Florida, it gets so humid. It gets really humid out. So then you're sticky and you're hot and you're wet. And I can only imagine, like I can feel that when I look at them. You know what I mean? So like I need to do that, and I'm going to now that I got that Two of Wands. I'm definitely going to do that. Same right now. If I don't write things down, they apparently don't happen. Ah. That's how I'm manifesting my destiny, actually. I wrote it down. Technically, I typed it up, but same thing. If any of you are doing that, it's a good exercise, actually. You have your perfect life plan. You have your perfect spouse in mind. Write them up. And just let it alone. And they'll come out of nowhere. All right, so this is the energy that we're either embodying right now, which would be super awesome, great. This is the incredibly happy, multi-generational, just loving family business, just everything. And everything is super abundant. Super abundant. Like whatever they do is just gold. You know, it's like the Midas family. Everything is just wonderful. They have youth, they have wisdom, they have the love in between, they have like everything. They got 2 dogs, I got, you know, everything, everything, everything. Very abundant, very fruitful, very, very loving. That is a wonderful, the 10 of Pentacles energy is wonderful to be living in. Sorry about that. My daughter came in. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, I was talking about the 10 of Pentacles. What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm going to move on to the next card. Okay. Let's go. A lot of Pentacles. Like a lot of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is balance, or better yet, trying to keep balance. He's not completely off balance yet. He's just on his way there. So, I mean, right now, you might be, you know, able to balance everything, but you really need to kind of take a step back and look at what your priorities are. You don't need to have so many things going on. You should just have, you know, one, or if you have to have other, you know, smaller things, that's fine, but we should not be having to do more than we're able to put our very best into. You know, people seem to think that if they're doing a lot, that they're getting more done, but they're not, because the little bit that they are getting done, having to stretch themselves out so thin, probably isn't their best work. So you're only going to be progressing a little bit anyway. You know, if you're doing 1 or 2 things to the best of your ability and you're doing them consistent, you're going to have a lot more progress because you're wholeheartedly in that thing. You have your priorities straight. And that's really, really important. Like really important to have your priorities in order. For some of you, it could be money. I feel like for a lot of people right now, actually, they're very financially, if not abundant, then probably the most stable they've been recently. For some of you, maybe not, but I think for a large portion right now is probably in that sector looking a little better than it has. You know, if you look at him, you know, he has, his focus is on this lower pentacle, while the other one is you know, balanced. Like he's like kind of then looking at this one, and something like makes me think that If it were then to go to the opposite side, then he'd be wanting to look at that one. So, I mean, we need to get to where, you know, we're kind of giving equal attention to where it needs to go. So it's not this constant push and pull of energies, because it's tiring. It's absolutely tiring, because not only do you have, you know, what's going on with him, but I mean, look in the background. Everything around him is topsy-turvy, and that's gonna really be the truth for you. So long as this is going on, you know, that is what the outside world is going to be for you, because as above, so below, you know, within, so without. That's how things are. Like if everything inside of you is just a jumbled, unbalanced mess, and you're kind of like, that's what everything on the outside that you see, that is what you are going to see on the outside. But if on the inside you're, you know, you're peaceful and you're, you know, you're just waiting, it's like that 9 of Pentacles energy, where you're just kind of like, she's got the bird on her finger and she's just kind of chilling in the garden, because she knows everything is coming to her. She's just got to wait for it and enjoy life, walk around her pretty dress, holding her bird friend. Like, that's it. Chill. Just totally chill, doing what she wants to do, not even what she needs to do. Okay? The more you do what you want to do, somehow what you need to do gets taken care of. And it's mind-blowing, okay? But once you realize it, it's incredible. You know, only start doing what you want to do and see what happens. Consider it like a social experiment, okay? Next time you go, oh, I gotta do laundry. No, I want to do the laundry. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. But don't do it like, because I want, but like you want to. You want to do it. All right? Just change your perspective, change your attitude, change how you look at doing certain things. And that's really going to change a lot of what goes on the outside of your life. Okay? It really is like a trick. It's like a loophole or something. You know, you find things that you want to do, and if you don't want to, don't. It's that simple. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. You know? Don't do it. Just do what you want to do. If you rather read, go read. If you rather play guitar, play guitar. If you rather, you know, I don't know what, run, do that. If you rather just sit on the couch and watch a movie, do that. You know, whatever you feel like doing. You know, and the more relaxed and kind of like at ease, like needing to do things kind of fades away. By being like, I want to do this, and yeah, I'm going to do this, or say that I'm going to. Because you don't really want to say I want. So yeah, don't do that. Say like, I'm going to. Every morning I get up, like I'll have like, you know, my meditations or whatever. Like I try to think about what I'm doing. And like I make like what I'm doing. And it's, I'm going to do this today. I'm going, not like, oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. No, I don't need to do it. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to do these things. And I keep it small. I don't, you know, I used to be like the most avid like list maker. Holy crap, I couldn't do anything without making a list. Yeah, I'm going to do this and this, but first I'm going to make a list about it. You know, and I would get less done because I was spending most of my time making lists instead of doing stuff, right? You know, now it's, I have 1 or 2 things that I know I want to get done. Okay? I don't say, I need to go do these. You know, it's, I'm going to do this and this today. Okay? And that way, once those things are done, anything extra is like, I was like Superwoman today. Do you see me? You know, and that's how we need to end our days feeling. We need to end our days feeling satisfied, fulfilled, and like, holy shit, look at all the stuff we got done today, and I'm in a good mood. Right? Doesn't that sound like the way to end a day? Yeah. I love it. All right. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is the that me against the world mentality. You don't need anybody. You know, maybe you're being real defensive. You feel backed into a corner almost. You feel like you have no way out. For some of you, it's going to be that. Some of you, it's going to be that you feel kind of like backed into a corner. That I can guarantee you, because all I'm seeing right now is, what is that? Is that 7 or 8 of Swords? I think it is. That she's blindfolded and she's stuck with all the swords sticking up. That's what's in my head now. So that is, if you feel that way, that is all mental. You are not stuck. You are not backed into a corner. There is always a choice. You always have a choice. Even if you don't see one, one is there, and that's what you need to tell yourself. There's a way out. Okay, so where you are now is not where you're going to be. So if that's your issue, that energy is coming out. You need to really get on that, because negative sword energy is very difficult because it has to do with the mind, and the mind really rules what you perceive your outside world to be. So some of you, it's going to be, I feel like you think you are too defensive. You don't want to open yourself up because you feel like you can do everything on your own. You don't need help. You know, again, that guy carrying all the sticks, the 10 of Wands, he's got all them big sticks and he's carrying, like, there's no way he's going to carry all them damn sticks. You know, but he's going to try. Or the, you know, person who tries to carry everything of the grocery bags, you know, like all 30 grocery bags, so they're like trying to go to the front door like that. Yeah, that's that. It's okay to need help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be vulnerable. A matter of fact, if there's someone that you're, you know, interested in, and that's where you need to be going. You need to be vulnerable. You need to be, you know, if you're serious about them, open to them. So you can see what that would be like. You know, people never seem to want to see what it would be like to be vulnerable with somebody before they're with them. You know, and then they can run into problems later when they're trying to be vulnerable and they're like, oh, you know, you're being vulnerable. Like, you need to figure that out before you get with them, so you don't get in a situation where then you need to be vulnerable and you can't. You know, so very important from the start, I would say, to be open to see what it would be like being vulnerable with someone. It's important. And I think there's like some sort of, especially for men, women too, like, believe me, I had just as many vulnerability issues as any man. Believe me. It was like Fort Knox in there, you know, barbed wire, and just, it was a mess. But especially for a lot of men, I think they're kind of taught to be kind of closed like that. Like they shouldn't share their feelings or, you know, their insecurities or anything about themselves. Like, they have to always be like, you know, tough, and just, it's not right. It's not right that they can't be free to share their emotions and their feelings. You know, it's just kind of like, girls are like, oh, they're a girl, so they can be cry, little whiny, you know, girls. It's not. There shouldn't be a stigma that you're being a cry, whiny girl, and there shouldn't be a stigma that you can't be a strong man and be vulnerable. You know, the best men are vulnerable. I think that's a wonderful trait to have as a man. With that comes empathy and compassion. I think that's great. All right. So allow people in. It's not you against the world. We're all in this together. You know, everyone you meet is just another version of you. So for some of you, you know, you don't have to be defensive. Maybe you've met someone and you're really, you know, kind of excited about them. Don't be defensive. There's no need for that. All right, do one more and then I'm going to do a healing card. Ah, there it is. There's my girl. 9 of Pentacles. See, that's me. That's me right now. it looks just like me. I'm telling you. If I had a bird on my finger, like this, she's just like, it's coming. Hey, it's coming. She's just sitting there chilling with her bird. I love this girl. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Grapes. Surrounded by grapes. You know? She's where it's at. I could hang out there all day long. And be fed. You know? Waiting for my abundance to come in. That's wonderful. This is what we need to be the energy in. This is the energy we need to be in. Okay? For some of you, you already are. I already am. This is legit. This is me. I'm just waiting. I'm sitting pretty. Working, sitting pretty. Yes, sir. Awesome. But this is what we're heading towards. Okay? So if you're not there yet, you're getting there, and when you get there, enjoy it. It is an amazing feeling. An amazing feeling. Okay. So we're going to do a healing card. Oh, soulmate. How cute. So cute. Aww. All right, so we obviously, you know, if you're on this channel, you probably know what a soulmate is, I'd imagine. Soulmate, now they make this seem very romantic. So it could be that that's narrowing it down for us. That this is going to be a romantic soulmate. There's all sorts of different kinds of soulmates, though. So I mean, it's hard to, you know, because you can have soulmates that are friends, soulmates that are family, soulmates that are lovers. Like, there's so many different ways to have soulmates, and each relationship really is special in its own way. They're very beautiful relationships, almost effortless in a way. Even that's not to say without issue, you know, but they're kind of effortless. Like, I have friends that I've been friends with since I was, you know, since I moved to Florida. And I mean, we could not talk for months, and you know, we'll text each other out of the blue, thinking about you, and it's just like you never left, you know. And it's because, you know, I think these are like parts of our soul family that we remain in contact with. Like, the one girl that I'm like that with, we both went and we got tattoos that says philia, because there are different types of love, and that is one of the types of love that we kind of feel we embody the most with each other. So we went and got that tattooed on each other years ago. But you know, it's just, there's so many different beautiful relationships, and it doesn't always have to be romantic. You know, I know that this makes it look like it is, and it could be. It could be, you know, to pay attention to wonderful people that could possibly be that kind of a soulmate to you. But I do think that it's important also to be very thankful and to show your thankfulness for the regular soulmates in your life. You know, your soul family, your friends, your tribe. You know, people that, you know, may understand you better than your family. You know, sometimes that happens. We meet people we've never seen before, never talked to, and, you know, they're from the other side of the world, yet, you know each other better than you know your cousin. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's crazy. So we need to honor relationships in our life, especially the loving ones. Like, there's just something so wonderful about like a soulmate connection. They're just so wonderful. You know, say the twin flame is a type of soulmate. But well, there's that. It was a really, really good reading. A lot of pentacles. I think that's really showing us exactly where we're going, you know, as far as abundance. I mean, look at this. I mean, we got 2 pentacles, 3 major arcana, which those are like significant events. Like if you get, like, they're called trump cards. If you get a trump card, they're like, that's a big deal. These aren't like tiny little, you know, it's not the 4 of something, or, you know what I mean? Like these are big deals, whole chapters almost they could be. So to get 3 of them after, you know, 2 cards of abundance, which, incredible. And the Ace of Fire is just exciting. So definitely, this is what we're working towards though, okay? This is where it's at. I hope that was able to help somebody, and I hope everyone has a really good day. Again, I'm so sorry I couldn't do a video yesterday, but I just couldn't without a modem. But I'm back now. I have one, so I can continue on with my readings. Thank you for the comments. I didn't get to go on my phone and do the comments back to some people who were commenting yesterday, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I absolutely love coming on and having comments and people to respond back to. I've gotten to know so many of you, and it's just, it really helps, you know, put a story to the faces that I see, and it's just, it's really cool. So thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the comments. Seriously, you don't have to have anything about this video to comment. You want to tell me something unrelated? Go right ahead. You got a video idea? Let me hear it. Whatever it is, I'm wanting to hear it. I'm wanting to get to know everyone. Let's see. I think I mentioned my Instagram, Divine Destiny 1111. Go there. I have some funny stuff, and just, I do different. They're actually, the reads that I do on my Instagram are actually completely different than these. These aren't what goes on my Instagram. So you're kind of getting like lots of free readings there. Let's probably start charging for that stuff. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. If you want to buy something though, I do have I have an Etsy link to my banner. So go there and click that. All right. If you have time, stop by my amazingly beautiful sister's site. She's almost to 4,000 subscribers. Ah, go Dana! Yay! I'm so excited. I'm like, I even just emailed her because like I don't have my phone. It's out there. So I had no way to like contact her. So I sent her like a quick email. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. You know, so we do that with each other. So we get really excited for each other. And she deserves it. She is just like, what you see, what you hear is what you get. I'm telling you, with my sister, she is just the most authentic, amazing person you could ever meet. So she definitely deserves it. She's been wanting to do this since she was little, and she's finally doing it. So it's so nice to see like a dream coming true for somebody. So go follow my sister if you don't already. She's absolutely amazing. DarlingDTarot. Congratulations. Drop her a congratulations in her comments. Do that. 4,000. Woo! That's amazing. All right. I love you, Dana. I am going to get going because this has probably been almost an hour once I splice them all together. Yeah. All right. Bye.